Okay, here we are today, visiting Czechoslovakia. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Look at all the detail in that. It's just a black and white, but it's beautiful. Just see the statue, a lot of the city, beautiful architect, a view of the land. Very nice. You know, if you can't travel to go see it, you can always see it through old vintage postage stamps. Alright, let me take you to whatever else Czechoslovakia has for us. Here we have a $3 one. And we have 3 of these small. The paper is really thin. Here is a 5. One was spelt a little bit different. Česko is one word. And then the Slavska, it's an A instead of the O. Look at the very end. You have an A instead of an O. See? You got the A. This one's a 15. Same picture, only in pink, and it's a 15. Czechoslovakia instead of Czechoslovakia. There's an A instead of an O. And then here we are with a 25. Same picture. Again with the A at the end instead of the O. Alright, now we get into the O's here. That's a 30H. 1263 to 1963. Look at this one. 1942 to 1957. Very different. Must be an interesting story behind this one. If you know it, you can always share it in the comics section. Okay, then we have a 60H. A 30H. A 50. A 1 KC. Oh, looks like an old general. Look at that. Really interesting to find what the year of this one is. Definitely an oldie and a goodie. Look at the design. Beautiful. Not too often they took pictures with hats on. Here's a 5K. Here we have a 2-40. Look at that hat. Isn't that something? Okay, now on the card here we have a few interesting ones. Here's a 30H. And a 45H. Here we have a 15H. A 40H. A 45H. (1-60H), 1-60, no H. Different to see the leaf in front like that. Kind of like this one too. 50H. Just put a leaf in there. Okay, then we have this great big one here that must use up the stamp an awful lot. It's a 195. Look at that, the architect of a whole building. It says 58 down there. Yep, that's the year. Also has a 58 in the thing. Okay, and of course the one we brought you at the very beginning that's very interesting. Here we have a 75H. We have a 2 KCS. Doctor taking care of our little baby. -60. And a 120. Alright. So even though these here with the A instead of the O at the end look like they're a lot older, I do find this one right down here to be very interesting. So be sure to sub me, join me as a friend as we travel around the world, viewing old and rare postage stamps. Alright, these are all my collections. Bye-bye now. Okay, here we are visiting Algeria today in this video. Look at this one, a 1 cent. I always like the 1 cents. Isn't that pretty? Look at all the design in that. Very nice, very lovely. Okay, let me take you through what else we have from Algeria. We have this 1 cent one. Just a camel in the mountains. This is in blue. This one here is a 65 cent, the same picture. Only 65 cents in pink, beautiful pink. Good condition here. Of course that one's used. The other one is not. This one's used. Here's a 3 cent, unused. Good condition, look at this. Look at the architect of that. Makes you wonder what the rest of it was. Isn't that beautiful? All the elegance in that. Very nice. Okay, here's a 90 cent one. Ship in the harbor. Docking, loading up. You can even see the old car. Look down at the left-hand bottom. Look at the old classic there. Isn't that neat? I love it when they have classic things, you know, old cars and stuff, and some of the pictures and everything. It's just so beautiful. Love it. Okay, and of course the one we showed you at the very beginning, 1 cent. Then here we have a 20 cent, showing you a little bit of the architect. And in that same picture we have a 15, giving you a view of the land, some of the architect of that country. Okay, and here we have a little one here, 15 cents. Don't know nothing about this picture and why it's on a stamp. If you know, be sure to leave it in a comment and educate the rest of us. It is rather an interesting one. Makes you wonder why. How did this fella get on this stamp? Has to be some good history there. So if you know, let us know, huh? Okay, and again, some more of that picture of the architect of the land. This one's in 40, kind of an olive color. And we have this one here. It's crossed out and marked 25. Looks like it's a 50 though. Okay, and then we have a 2-cent one right here, giving you an idea of the waters, how the trees grow around it and everything. Just learning a little bit more. Unused, good condition. Look at that. Alright. And we have some of these. It says 1 cent, but if you notice on it, it's stamped in red, 1/2. So only 1/2 of it was being used. Didn't have no more 1/2 stamps, so I kind of marked it that way so everybody knew it was just a 1/2 cent, not a whole cent. Money matters. Here we have a 2 cent, the same design. Only in brown. The other one's kind of olive. And 5 cents in green, same picture. And then this one says 1F, but there's a 90 in the bottom there. So I'm not quite sure, but these are kind of cute little collection. 4 of them there. Then I went into these. I'm not sure if they're Algeria, but I'm hoping they are. If not, well, then I have a bunch of these here to show you. I have this one here in green, holding the flag, making it to the top of the mountain. And then a 20 cent, same picture, with a blue design. Look how many times this had to be printed to get all these colors in there like that. Good job. Okay, so you have a 10 and a 20. And we have some that go this way here. Here is a 1. The sun coming up from the mountain. I work in the fields. It's like cutting wheat. You notice these are just, they're cutouts. They're cut out instead of being regular stamps, which at the beginning of time it was like a sheet of stamps, and as people wanted them, they cut them out. Didn't have all the preparations around the stamp. Here is a 2. Here is a 40. And here is a 60. Okay, so I think the most interesting one out of this one might be this one here. Maybe the more valuable one. So if you know anything about some of these stamps, go ahead, leave us a comment. And it's a good way to educate other people if they want to start stamp collecting. If people just comment and talk a little bit about some of these stamps and stuff, it'll help people to start an investment in old and rare postage stamps. It's a lot safer. It grows in value, especially safer than the stock market that goes up and down, because the value of old stamps will only go up. So if you're young, it's a good time to start now. You'll have a good retirement by the time you get there, and the value of your old postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we are today visiting Germany. Look at this plane. Look at the details of this being on a postage stamp. Really nice, isn't it? Beautiful blue. Does not have the value of the stamp on this one, so I'm not sure what the value is, but it's definitely an interesting one. We We have a few other interesting ones, so let me show you a few of them. Look at this one. Great big stamp. And it uses a lot of the envelope, I'll tell you that. It's a 1948. This is 50. And we have a green one, also 1948. This is an 84. Look at the horses. I mean, the details in this. Very nice. Look at the clothes, how they were dressed. It's always so nice. I mean, look at them. A couple of really nice stamps here. Okay. And we have a 12G. And we have a group of these with a helmet with the wings on. We got a brown 2. We have a 3. We have a 1-80. 2-25. And these ones, if you notice, this is a 75. And this one's a 6. If you notice, all of these, you know, they're printed on paper, and then when people wanted a stamp, they would cut them out and give it to them. That's before they started with the preparation stuff around the sides to divide them up more easily. So that's what these ones are. Kind of neat, ain't they? Cute little set. Okay. Then we have this one here. That's a 60. Fine riding on a horse. Look how proud that horse is. He's holding his neck and everything. Very nice. Elegant. Okay, then we have a 7.5. Great architect. A little bent over in the center there, that stamp. And we have this one. 1 crony. Very interesting one. All the different weaving. It's like weaving of material and stuff. Very different. And here we have a view of a mountaintop. Very beautiful architect there. This one's a 10. Okay, here's a 40. Again, showing us some of the architect of the land. Took a lot to make that building, you know. A lot of hard labor, a lot of manpower. Very nice. Okay, then we have a 1. See the birds flying in the windmill. And we have a 3. And this one here, I believe it's supposed to be a blimp. Not totally sure. If I'm wrong, be sure to write it in a comment and let me know. But it's a 50. Very different. Interesting. I know a lot of you who are just looking at it for the first time, never seen the stamp before, are wondering, wow, look at that. What is it? Is it upside down? I think it's a blimp. I'm not sure. And what looks like glasses where the people are. I don't know. So it'll take someone from that country, someone who knows about these stamps, to let us all know. Alright? Okay, then we have a 45 here. Man and his wife. We have a 12 and a 6. 12 in red, 6 in blue. Then we have a 50. A 4K. A 3K. Okay, then this one here we have a 30 and a 40. The same picture. Here we have a 25. We have a 30. Looks like the town church. Here, of course, is the one we brought you at the very beginning that I thought was very nice. Just the way the sky is in the plane. I first had to start designing it to make it into a postage stamp. A lot of work in designing back then to have all the details. Here is a 20. Giving you a little bit of a view of off the water looking at the town. And this one is rather interesting, a 5. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed traveling through Germany, through the old and rare postage stamps. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, as we bring you some more from wherever I go next. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, here we are. Today we're visiting Panama and Pecan Islands. Look at this, isn't this beautiful? It's a 1/2 D. Beautiful stamp. Alright, let me show you what else we have. Right here we have in green and in red. They're both 1. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? We have it in green and we have it in a pink. And they are both 1s. Very nice set. Beautiful stamps. Okay, then we have this one here. It's a 2. Ox pulling the wagon. Looks like a wagon full of, not really twigs, small skinny logs. Yeah, that's the way it looks. Okay, so that one's a 2, and this is the same picture. It's also a 2, but if you notice, this is all done with 1 color ink, all in red. But this one here is red on the outside and black and white in the center. That's when you can really see the small skinny little wood here. So here's another nice set. 1 in red, 1 in black and white. Really interesting, isn't it? The black and white, of course, had to go through double printing. Well, this one was all printed in all one color. This one had to go through twice, once for the red, and then to put the picture inside because it's a black and white. Okay, and then we have this one here, a 3 cents, 1908 to 1955. Then we have a 1.5 D. Picture of the homestead there. And these two fellas, John Adams and his house. A young and an old, and the house. Then the one we brought you at the very beginning, that's a half D. Very nice. Then this one here, it's a 1/2 D with the oranges right there. Beautiful islands. Very nice stamp too. Really takes notice because of the oranges. Okay, here we have a 1D. Again of the islands. Men on ship, on the water. Very nice picture. Then we have a 1/2 D. More modern stamp here. A 1D. And a 2D. If you notice, she's in the corner of all of them. The right hand corner. Okay, so the most interesting is really these two. They're rather interesting stamps. If you had to choose, ooh, I don't know, I guess maybe I'd take the oranges. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend as we travel around the world looking at old and rare postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we are today visiting Helvetia. Look at this one. Isn't this an old one? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, let me take you to what else we have to offer from that country. Alright, we have 1879 to 1955. Then here we have a 3 FR. Isn't that beautiful? And this one here is unique. It's 50. Almost look like 3 mummies. Look at this one. Look how gorgeous this is. This is a 90. Beautiful. Look at the outfit he's wearing and everything. Isn't this nice? Alright, and here we have a 5 FR. And here we have a 20. Okay, then we got this one here. Now this has 10 plus 5. This is 1942. Look how the dress was. Pretty. Very elegant. Okay, and this is a 5 plus 3. (1912 to 1952). Only they put the 1952 first. It says 1952 and then it says 1912. Ah. A little mixed up in that design. 1952 probably should have been next to the 1912. Alright. There's this one, 150. Can you imagine putting all that on? It's a lot to put on. Then here we have the 1 FR. Look at that. It's on blue paper. Here we have the 1 FR. Look at that, isn't that different? Look at this. Oh, very nice. There's the 20. Horse with the wings. Beautiful color stamp. Okay, and here we have the 20. $19.39 for this one. This one here's a 30. The rushing of the waters. Here we have a 20. 1874 to 1960. Here we have a 2 FR. Here we have a 20. The 1879 to 1951. And here we have, it says 1549 over there. On top it says 1949. And it's a 5 plus 5. A lot of us don't know what the 5 plus 5 or a number plus another number means. So if you know, please leave it in a comment for us so we can all learn. Here we have a 10. Here we have a 5. And of course the interesting one that we brought you at the very beginning. Here we have a 5 plus 5, 1964. Have a little 10 here. Little stamp. And we have a 1941 with a horse. They're hoeing up the rows. That's the way it looks anyhow. Not totally sure here. But it's a 10. It's 1941. Alright, so there are a few interesting ones. I kind of like this one here. Really kind of nice and elegant. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, as we bring you more. Bye-bye now. Okay, here we are today, showing you some Heller stamps. They're all different ones. They're all Heller stamps, but all different value. Some different colors, some just a shade of the color. So let me take you through all of them. Here we have a 2. Almost kind of a grayish look. And we have a 3. Here we have a 5. And we have different 5s and different shades. This is really nice green. This 5, someone cut it all out. Almost made it look like a nice little fireplace, huh? or a little stove or something. I know it's cut out differently. Here we have another 5. I notice that one is green. This one's more a turquoise kind of look. Okay, you might want to see like this 5 here. See how the 5 is just 5 in a plain circle? While this 5 has a design in the circle. So they're all a little bit different. And this 5 is just plain, and this is blue in the circles. So this one, a little more fanciness to them than what that one is. Okay, then we go to a 6, an orange 6. Now this 6 here is of a deeper, almost kind of like a brown or deep tan. It's not orange, just a different shade in the color. So that may indicate what year. It's like these two are both pink. They're both 10s, but they're also a little different. Okay, then we have 2 20s here, and they're both different in the way the background is and the way the lines are, how the ink went. And they're both 20s. And here we have a 25 in blue. Very nice. We have a 30, kind of in a purple, kind of like a purple look. And then a 35 in green. Alright, so they're all of the same fella. They're all Hellers, just different values, different colors, different numbers, all very unique in their own way. Alright, so be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and we'll take you to see some more old and rare postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we have a few of these Popularly Superized postage stamps. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but read the title, and if that interests you, then go ahead and look at them. But look at this. This is a beautiful stamp involving 3 people. Really nice. I like this one. Alright, let me show you what else we have in this short little video, because this is just different than what I've ever seen. So here we are. Here's one of them. Beautiful mountainside and everything. It's a 1 leak. Got the plane flying overhead with a beautiful mountainside. Very nice. Simple. Here's a 2.50. Looks like a handful of cotton. About to enter the mill. Okay, here is a 2.50. It's got a 15 in the center of this. 1941 to 1956. Wow, look at that. All the different flags. And it's got a 15. Neat. Very nice. Okay. And then here we have, really into the flags here. They like a lot of flags. Here's a 5 leak. Kids on board and everything. Very nice. Look at all the different shades of the blue. Very nicely done. (1954), I believe. Something in 1954. Very nice. Okay, and this is like the first one. That was a 1 leak. This is a 10. Again with the plane up in the air and the mountain view. Very nice. Then we have 5-00 leak. Then here we have a 5 leak with the plane flying all over the city. About the city. Look at all the buildings. Can you imagine making the plate for this stamp? Whew. And for all the details of the trees and the buildings. Wow, nice one. Okay, and of course the one we brought to you at the very beginning. That's just so nice. See the book right there that's open at the bottom? With the 3 fellas on it. And let's see, it says 1886 to 1956. Okay. And then here we have, the other one was in blue. This one here is in brown, 1944 to 1954. 8 leak. Just a different color. Gee. Pretty hard to tell which one's the best, huh? Whether the blue or the brown is. Okay, and then here we have a 0-50. Just a building and the flower. Very nice. Okay, so I believe this one here to be the most interesting out of this video and stuff. Be sure to sub me, join me as a friend as we travel around the world viewing old and rare postage stamps. Just to take a look at history. Go back in time. See how they dressed, see how they made stamps, the details in the stamps, you know, compared to today. Of course, today everything's made easier. Back then they had to make a nice plate and put all these details into it. Okay, stay tuned for more. Bye-bye now. Okay, this video is a little bit of a mixed up kind of video. A bunch of mixed up different stamps. A lot of them are completely unknown to me. So I have no idea where they really come from or anything about them. So this is a rather interesting one. So if you know anything about some of these stamps, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, leave a comment. This one's really interesting. It's just on paper. Probably back in the days when they had to just cut them and give them to you. It's a 1 franc. So that was interesting. And I found this one here too, very interesting. That's a 1, but I have no idea what any of the writing about it is. Definitely looks interesting, rather big for a stamp too. So, very different. So let me show you what else we have in this video. This one here, I do believe it's German. It's a 5. Very good condition. And this one here, it's a 1 cent. Nice mountainside, isn't it? Okay, and then the one we brought to you here just a little while ago. I have no idea what any of this writing means or where this stamp comes from, so leave a comment if you know. Okay, then these two are kind of together. A 2 cent and a 5 cent. Very nice, neat looking stamps. Unused, good condition. Kept well. Very pretty. Okay, then we have a 40 Angola, 40 cent Angola. Then look at this beautiful blue colored one. Look at all the details in that. There's a lot going on there. 1498 to 1898. Very nice. I mean, the winds, usually you have a sailboat and it's all up. This one here is taking the wind. And you can see the wind in the water and everything. But look on top at all the details that are up there. Can you imagine designing this stamp? It's a real work of art, that's for sure. It's a nice one. Okay, and of course the one we brought to you at the very beginning. And we have this little one, 10-cent one. Reunion. And this one here, not sure where this one comes from, that's for sure. Definitely different. If you know, go ahead and leave a comment. Okay, then we have a 20. Very nicely designed. Simple but elegant. Okay, Togo, 10 cents. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, then here we have a 1 crony. Here we have a 50. Here we have Angola, a 2. Just seems different for some reason, I don't know. Not really sure where it belongs. Okay, then this one here is one that had to be cut right out back in the old days before they made them to break apart. And this one here, Angola, 25. This one I believe is German. Just looks different than a lot of the other ones that I've seen. It's a 10. Here's a little 2. He's one of them that they had, you know, sheets of and cut around when someone wanted a stamp. This is a 2. The perforation marks around it is not there. Okay, then this one's a 2, and I have no idea anything more about it, except for the fact all 4 corners have a 2 on it. Fella's got a helmet with some wings on. If that helps anybody to describe this one, be sure to leave it in a comment so we can learn too. Okay, then this one is a 25. This one's not sure what it is. I have no idea. Look at this one. Black and white. Very pretty in design, but I know nothing about what kind of writing is on there and what that's supposed to represent. So if you know, please leave it in a comment for us. And this one, 50 rays. Okay, so some of the interesting ones, probably these 2 right here, might be the more interesting ones out of it all. Just love the combination of the blues, and that the boat's just not straight up like most of them are, and taken by the wind and captured in an old postage stamp. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, and follow me so we can just travel around the world viewing old and rare postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now. Okay, here we have some old vintage and rare postage stamps. I believe this will be Kaiser. So here we have a beautiful one. Looks pretty good. It just says 5KR. Does not say too much of anything else for us. Here we have another 5. If you notice, it's just a difference a little bit in the color. Stamp with a 69 on there. Okay, and then we have a 10. Somehow it's stamped 1/2 on it. Almost looks like the picture's on a doily, huh? And put the picture right in the center. Okay, and then we have a 15KR. We have a 2 Kais. This one's a Kaiser. Different. Okay, and then we go down to the bottom here. These are a little bit different in design. Still a Kaiser. Just the way it's all weaved around the picture. This one's a 2. And the rest of the stamp is just white. This one's a 5. This one's a 10. Well, the blue really shows up pretty, doesn't it? Nice one. Okay, then we have this one here. That's a 5KR. Very different. In the days when they had to just cut around the stamp, they got sheets of it and you wanted a stamp, they would cut around. This one I believe is the same, and it's a 5, where they would cut around it if you wanted a stamp. Okay, here we have a 2. And we have a 3. Then we have a 10. It says 10 at the bottom and 3 on top. Isn't that a little strange? Look at that. They have a 3, 3, 2. The 2s are all in the corner. 3s are all in the corner. This one, 10 at the bottom with 3 in the upper corners. Isn't that strange, huh? And look at this one. The 5s are in all 4 corners, but that one wasn't. Huh. I wonder if there's a reason for that one. Paro is written on it. Look at that. And this one, it's a 10, and there's 10s in all 4 corners. And we got 15. And this 15 is 15 in all 4 corners. This one's a 10 and 10 in all 4 corners. So, this one here, if you know why only the 2 upper corners have a 3 and the 2 bottom corners have 10s when all the others in all 4 corners would have the same number, go ahead and leave a comment. Be interesting to find out why. And of course, it'd be educating everyone who watches this video. Alright, be sure to sub me, join me as a friend, as we travel around the world, viewing old and rare postage stamps. Alright, bye-bye now.